Hello everyone, my name is Radu and this is the new Huawei Mate 30 Pro. Let's see what it has to offer and what's missing. First of all, let's address the elephant in the room and answer the question, the most important question that was left unanswered at the launch event. No, it does not come with any of the Google apps you're used to. Google Play services and the Play Store is also missing from the phone, but it does have Android 10. Now, you can install Google Play services on any Android phone and then use almost all the Google apps, or you can stick with Huawei's own app store called App Gallery. Right now, I don't know which apps are available and which are not. We will find out very soon when the device arrives for testing. The Mate 30 Pro comes with 256 GB or 512 GB of the fastest smartphone storage on the planet, UFS 3.1. It's really useful for finding any information on the phone, starting from apps to photos or videos without any lag or delays in menu response. The display is OLED, of course. It looks very good and it's bent over the edges almost to a 90-degree angle. It looks stunning, just like the recently announced Vivo Nex 3, and I haven't experienced any phantom touches or apps opening by mistake. It's exciting, but I know a few people who won't appreciate the sexy curve. It actually makes the phone look bezel-less, on the sides at least, because we have a very big notch up top that hides all the sensors, which include the 3D ToF camera, the ambient light sensor, the selfie camera and the gesture sensor. It's supposed to let you control your phone with just a wave of your hand, but it doesn't work. I try to make it work, but it depends so much on the lighting, on the position in front of the camera, and it's a smartphone. It's already in your hand. My personal opinion on this sensor is just a marketing gimmick. The cameras on the new Huawei Mate 30 Pro are again beasts, just like the P30 Pro that was launched in the spring. It actually takes the main sensor from there, that 40 megapixel RYYB chip, for better light capture and definition, and adds a wide camera that's the same size and specs. The fourth eye in the setup is the sensor responsible for focusing and the portrait mode. I would not call that a camera because it doesn't take pictures, it just helps the other camera take better pictures. The video capabilities on this thing are impressive. It's capable of recording in 4K at 60 FPS with the main camera at no less than 51,200 ISO. That's a lot, and we will put this affirmation to the test. The next big improvements are the battery and the charging. 4,500 mAh and a 40-watt wall charging and 27 watts wireless charging. That's pretty impressive from a manufacturer that introduced wireless charging on his phone exactly a year ago. So the price. It starts at $1099 with 256 GB of storage, and surprisingly, for just $100 more, you can opt for the 5G version, which I'm told it's going to be a little faster in terms of performance. Not noticeable in everyday use because that extra performance goes to the 5G communication. There is also a larger screen version, cheaper Mate 30. But wait, it's cheaper and it has a larger screen? Yeah, but it's missing out some other things. It has a smaller battery of 4,200 mAh. It lacks the second 40 megapixel ultra-wide camera, which has been replaced with a normal 16 megapixel, still ultra-wide, and it comes at a base price of $799 with just 128 GB of storage. The rest is the same, the CPU, the RAM, and almost all the other quirks. On a side note, the Mate 30 Pro does not have any physical volume buttons. You can adjust the volume by double tapping on each side of the phone and then slide your finger for raising or lowering the volume. Nice feature, and unlike the gesture sensor, it works every time. Now, the Mate 30 RS Porsche design is in another ballpark. It has an upgraded 12 GB of RAM, comes with 512 GB of storage as standard, natural leather on the back, and it has a different camera layout. Just the design, the rest is the same, minus the starting price of $2,095. I think I'm going to opt for the Samsung Galaxy Fold. So these are the new Huawei Mate 30 devices that were just launched yesterday. Tell me what you think of them in comments below, and especially what do you expect from Huawei's own app ecosystem. Could you live without the Google apps at all? I know it's hard, it takes time, but it's not impossible. Thank you for watching this video, and if you liked it, hit the like button, right? Subscribe and let us know in the comments what do you want to see next. Cheers!